Hey guys, it's Monday. That means it's time for a food forest video. And today I want to show you guys what I've learned, at least, about how to prune a tree. I've got these Fiskar pruners here. I'll link these up down in the description below if you guys want to check them out. I really like them because they have a lifetime warranty on them, just like the loopers that I have too. By the way, hi to all the new people here. My name's Lane Fornerat, aka Lane Vids, and this channel is all about building a stronger family bond with your kids. One way we do that is through gardening, another way is through travel. So if you're into that, you might want to consider clicking that subscribe button. Also, that thumbs up button is very much appreciated if you guys want to click that. Also, if you do decide to subscribe, make sure to hit the bell. That way you actually get notified of our videos. It's right next to the subscribe button. So whenever it comes to pruning, it's kind of more of an art form rather than a science. You kind of want to shape your tree just how you like it. And some people want like a shorter tree and some people want a taller tree. And so they'll go for like that base trunk and then they clip off some of the side stuff and the bottom stuff. So I'm going to show you guys what we're going to do here on this apple tree. This is our apple tree right here that we have just bought a couple weeks ago. And what I want to do is I'm looking at taking off this branch down here because it's way too low. There's also a little one that's kind of coming off here. And the reason why I want to take these off is because I want most of the nutrients to go up to these plants, right, or these leaves right here, to the top of the tree. And so if I can mitigate some of the nutrients that are coming out to this one, or maybe even, I might even get rid of this one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get rid of this one too. Then it'll all go up into here and it'll make the tree just, I think, a nice height right here for us. And then it'll grow from there. I don't want like a whole bunch of like, bedhead, if you will, sprouts coming out of all directions. So I'm gonna try and keep the trunk nice and trim here. So these Fiskar things have this little unlock. You just slide down and it unlocks. It's nice and orange, black. I like the colors of it. If y'all don't know, orange is my favorite color. So if I get right on the edge here, I'll be able to get a nice clean cut there. And I want it to be as straight down the trunk as I can. I'm just gonna clip that piece right there. There's a little bit of a bump there, but I think it'll be all right. And then there's this little guy right here. We'll just go ahead and prune him down as well, like that. Looks like we got a little growth right here too. I'm gonna go ahead and clip that off because I don't want it growing that low. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take off, because this only has one little leaves on there, and that's it. It's got a couple of buds on the ends and whatnot and coming down, but I really want the nutrients to flow more to where these branch off right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and clip this guy as well. There we go. Good, nice clean cut. I like that. With these branches here, I'm just gonna leave them on the ground here because there's still nutrients inside these branches, and so eventually they'll just kind of decompose and it'll go back into the root system of the tree, and then it'll feed the tree even more. So just, it's called chop and drop. Basically you chop it down and then you drop it. If you want to cut it up just to help the breakdown process too, you can, or to make it smaller so that nobody else trips on it or anything. That's how I am looking at pruning at least these apple trees, because I want them to be probably like belly button height to me right here, and then have the branches off. And this looks like it's gonna be good for us. Look, we have flowers right there. Can y'all see that? And we got something growing right there. Look at that red bud in there. And we got a couple of things right here. This is very exciting because we just planted these. I'm so excited to already see growth. It's interesting because we have this apple tree right across from it too. Gets just about the exact amount of sunlight, and there's nothing on it. There's no flowers or anything. It's kind of crazy. There's a spider web that's grown on it, but there's no flowers. Another thing I wanted to show you guys is that we planted a tomato plant right here. I just wanted to see if it would grow in just these wood chipped areas, like you know, at the base of a tree, you know, you kind of pile up a bunch of wood chips. I decided to plant this tomato plant just to kind of see what would happen. And then also I planted, just sprouted, last week I planted this little sunflower guy right here. So I put a bunch of these around the yard. Hopefully we have some nice sunflowers coming up soon. By the way, if you guys need some pruners, I'm gonna link these up down in the description below if you guys want to check them out. I also put a lot of the other gardening tools that we have and things we've used in our garden. If you guys are looking for the type of stuff that we use to make our food forest happen, you guys can check out the links down in the description below. We have this tree right here. I believe this is the plum tree, if I'm not mistaken, and we just exploded with leaves this year. Mowed the grass the other day, let the leaf clippings just kind of fly onto there. That'll help to mulch it up some more and create better soil, better compost. But this thing is just exploded with leaves. Very excited about this. I may come in, I don't know if I want to prune this one or not. I don't know how tall I want this one, but I want it to grow a little bit more, I think. I don't think this trunk is... you know what I need to do? I need to cut those small little nougats right there off. Let's do that real quick. I don't want them. I don't want these extra small ones right here. And look, we got a little something growing right there. Let's get that off. I don't know if I want to keep this one on there. That's the branch that's actually flowering, so it may be a good thing to keep on there. Look, these sticks don't have any flowers right there. I might consider chopping that. I'm gonna cut a little of these smaller branches right there. Look, smaller branch right there. And what I was saying earlier is that pruning is more of an art form. You kind of shape the tree how you want it to be. It's not necessarily a science, although I've had heard, and it's kind of a funny thing to say, is that you want to keep it airy, like you want to have space in between your branches, and the space that you want to be able to take a cat and throw a cat through the branches, and if the cat can get through, then you have enough air for the tree. This one is not big enough yet, I don't think, to even worry about that. As it grows, we'll probably trim it up a little bit more. Right now I just want it to really get into these branches and whatnot so that we can feed some nutrients to it and hopefully get something out of it. I'm not too worried, and it's pretty airy right now, being that these are coming out so far. We have this, let's see, I gotta remember, what is it? The Satsuma tree, the orange tree, whatever you want to call it. Got nice flowers growing on here, but it used to have a whole bunch more flowers, and the flowers fell off, and I see these little buds here. I don't know if those are gonna be the Satsumas or not. There's a bunch in here as well. See, this one could probably use a little bit more pruning in here, in my opinion. I think that maybe some of these smaller branches, like this one, yeah, that can definitely be cut off. Let's cut that right there. This is too big, or too, it's not doing anything. See that? This branch right here, it's too low and it's not doing anything. So I'm just gonna, there we go. I'm also noticing we got these little bugs on here. Do y'all know what kind of bugs those are? Do we need to be worried about that? Y'all let me know in the comments below, because I saw some leaves that were being chewed on. See, look, y'all can see it right there. I don't know if that's gonna mess up the plant or not. Let's see, there's another branch. I wanted to clip this guy right here as well, and this little nougat right here. There we go. This one will probably be a shorter tree because it came up from the root. From the root here. We didn't know anything about planting whenever we first planted it, and then it divided into two. So usually there's just the one coming up, but so since it's divided into two, this might be a shorter tree, which I'm fine with because you want to be able to reach all your fruit that you're going to be picking. Hopefully you won't have to get a ladder. Got another tree right here. It's flowering nicely as well. This one's looking great. I believe this is the plum, no, the berry. This is a berry tree. It's either a berry or a plum. I get these two confused. Again, this one, let's see. It's too small, I think, to really do any kind of pruning. If I were to do something, I'd probably cut off this one right here. Although it is branching outward, that's actually a good thing. You prefer your branches to come outward. You don't want them to come inward. I'm trying to find an example of that. I actually don't see one on this tree. This is actually a pretty good tree right here as far as pruning. This one does have a double stalk here though. It's coming up off the one. So if you wanted to, you could prune away one whole thing so that you only have one major trunk and then you divide out of there. But I think I'm gonna leave this one a double one. We also have this tree coming up here. Look at this, all these leaves right here. This is just, again, popped up out of the compost. You know what I might do? I might consider cutting this whole side of the tree. See how it branches right here at the bottom? And then you can see that there's really nothing growing on this. All the growth is on this one right here. So this stick is actually sucking up all the nutrients that could be going to this stick and hopefully making this thing more productive. So actually I'm gonna do that right now. And again, I'm just gonna chop and drop too. I'm just gonna cut it. And since we're already in the compost bin, I just leave it there and that thing will compost down. Because it was alive and it had all kind of nutrients flowing through it. So if you just chop it and drop it, those nutrients, again, they go back into the soil and they just help the soil to make it even better year after year. Back around by this hurricane fence, we decided to put this grapevine here, and this grapevine has been getting a lot of flowers, which is very exciting. This is a double grapevine. Since it's a vine, I really don't care that it has a double, because it's one on this. There's a stick right there, a branch, I guess I should say, right there, and then another branch right here. So what I'm hoping for is that one branch goes this way down the fence, and then this branch will go that way down the fence, and we'll have like this whole fence just full of grapes. That would be super cool. But yeah, I like the growth that's happening on this. All the flowers coming up. It seems to be whenever we bought it that it was struggling a little bit. Hopefully we gave it some good soil and some good fertilizer here to be able to run the fence and grow strong. Also planted a couple of, I think this is sunflowers here. Look at this. This is the best popped up one so far. Look how tall that guy is. That's awesome. Back into the main area that we've kind of been working on lately, we have our fig tree here. This is actually looking pretty good. I don't think I'm gonna prune anything on this one because all of the branches are coming out. And I kind of want this one to stay low because figs are a high producer. You can get a lot of figs off of a tree once it starts going. So I'm just gonna let that go for now. This thing I think is kind of a mess. I was trying to talk Krista into pruning it a little bit more. It's our lemon tree. It's got all these spiky spikes on there. spiky spikes, that's the technical term for it. But we do have some growth on the bottom here, which is exciting. So I'm seeing something. I'm just wondering, airplane. I'm trying to decide if I should prune any of this. See, now one thing I wanted to show you guys is how I was talking about how whenever you're pruning, you want to look for ones that are going inward, like this branch right here. Here's our main stalk down here, and it should come up to here, and you have like this branch, it's pointing inward. This one pointing inward toward the trunk. But what you want to do is you want to have your branches coming outward and not inward. I don't know, maybe you guys can give me some suggestions on this thing. There's all these brown parts that I don't know if this tree is going to come back, but we do have new life on the bottom here, so there's some nutrients getting to it. Should I chop off? I feel like I should chop off like some of the edges of them. You know, cut back on them. This big piece right here is probably taking up a lot of nutrients. I just don't think we're going to get the growth that we want if we don't clean it up. And plus down here, see, this is another part that I'm worried about, is like we have this good main stalk right here, nice chunky, and then it's like it just got branched off into so many different which ways. I feel like we should like prune this thing down, give it one giant stalk to kind of come up on, and then let it flower out from there, because there's just a lot going on here at the bottom, and I don't know if I like that. But we're gonna see about this one. Maybe next week we'll do a little bit of pruning on that. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna talk to Krista about that one. Easter lilies blooming, isn't that great? They look beautiful, beautiful flowers. Gotta have pollinators in your food forest, remember that. And I know, you know, we always talk about food and wanting to grow just food stuff, but you gotta have things to pollinate the trees and the bushes that are going to be producing the food. So it's good to have different kind of flowers in there, like borage is a good one. I think milkweed attracts butterflies, and orange trees do really well as far as the flowers that they produce, and they help to pollinate as well. So that's great. We got our composter here. Let's take a look. I haven't turned it in a while. It's not looking too bad. Not looking too bad. Let's see. I'm gonna show you guys how I turn this. I don't think I've ever showed y'all this. If y'all want to check out this composter, I'll link it up down in the description below as well. I've sold so many of these composters. It's probably the best one for the best price on Amazon. But you basically put whichever one you're putting stuff in, and then you spin it. Whoa! I haven't spun it in a while, so it's kind of all probably matted down. Probably been 3 days or so. Get some good spins in here. Kind of get the... See these bumps right here where I'm using as handholds? Those are good for helping to break up the compost that's in there, because they jar into the tumbler. And so whenever I roll it, it's helping to break it down and get it moving around so that it doesn't clump up, and it hopefully composts, you know, better for you. But this is how you do it. Just put your stuff in there and you spin it. See, once I got it broken up pretty good, it's not jumping like it was. You just want to give it some good spins, let that compost work, try and break it up a little bit, get that heat going in there. Hopefully with the summer months coming and the spring months, we'll get more heat, and that'll help to break it down even faster. But we had a really cold winter, and I think that's why it's going really slow for me. Here, I'll give y'all a look. This is what it looks like all tumbled up. Definitely a lot more wet because you got everything mixing around in there. Here's the other side. So, yeah. Don't forget, I linked up these pruners down in the description below as well if you're looking for a good set of pruners with a lifetime warranty, and the composter as well. There's probably a few other things down there too that we use for our garden, like the trellis that I talked about in the last video. We did this trellis where we stapled with a staple gun this wire fencing to the back of the wood here, and it's worked perfect as a trellis. Super easy to install. Couldn't be happier with that, and the plants are taken to it just fine, so I'm very excited about that. So I'll put, like, you know, the stapler and whatnot down there as well. Book about companion planting that we like. Right now we put out videos every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We have Gardening Monday, Would You Rather Wednesday, which is me live at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time if y'all want to come and hang out. Thursday is Throwback Thursday, and Friday is Family Vlog Fridays, where I bring you usually some kind of travel experience or something we're doing with our kids. Always fun. If you guys want to watch more of our videos, I'll put some more videos right there on the screen. I'd love it if you guys watch more of our videos. Make sure to click that subscribe button. That way you get notified of our videos. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, everything's linked up down in the description below. If you're interested in building a stronger family bond with your kids through getting outside and getting them playing in the garden and planting stuff, click that subscribe button. That's what we're all about here. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being shiggity shank.